After splitting a pair of matches against top 10 opponents at the Pac-12 Big Ten Showcase, the Badgers return home to open Big Ten play this week. A national championship rematch is on tap Wednesday at the Fieldhouse as number 3 Penn State visits Madison. Please note the 6:30 p.m. start time, as the match will be televised by BTN. Then on Sunday, the Badgers host Ohio State at 1 p.m. Head coach Kelly Sheffield is here. We'll have some opening comments and take questions.
It was a challenging week this past week, going out and playing two heavyweights. Southern Cal, we fell behind. Their great server, Bracio, really kind of torched us early on. We were fortunately able to settle down a little bit and had huge matches out of Dominic Thompson, Haley Nelson, and Courtney Thomas. Those three were spectacular. And following night against Washington, it was just an epic battle. Two great teams going at it, playing tremendous defense, serving the heck out of the ball, and it for about 90% of the match, it was just a slugfest back and forth. I think they continued to get stronger as the match went on. I thought after a tough game 4, we gathered ourselves and went right back at them in game 5. 12:30 our time by the time that match started. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but I do know after playing both of those two teams, our team was pretty fatigued on the trip back. Great weekend, great learning experience. Got a lot out of the film session yesterday. We're excited about Penn State, and we've got them coming in, and I've been asked to let people know that they probably want to get their tickets ahead of time because it looks like that's going to be a sellout. And, a great team with a lot of talent, and we're excited about being home and being able to host this.
Jay.
Kelly, how much does playing heavyweights on the road last weekend help you play the heavyweight champion Wednesday?
If we win Wednesday, it'll help us a lot. If we don't, then it was a horrible idea, isn't it? It's I don't know. Here's what I told our kids yesterday is that the most important thing right now isn't winning this part of the year. If you've got big goals at the end of the year, the most important thing is improving. Nothing can be more important than getting better. And when you're playing great teams and you come back and you watch the film and seeing how they're matching up and how they're preparing for you, it allows you to get back in the gym and really work on those things. And when you're playing some people that aren't going to challenge you quite as much, you're maybe not as learning as much about yourself. So, we would have loved to have won Friday night. That would have been fun and special. The more important thing is that we take some of those lessons, some of those things that we learned, and we become a better team. That's to me, that's way more important if you've got big goals.
Penn State lost some big-time players, mostly the front row, but they've got a core of people back and some freshmen who have stepped right in, and Micah Hancock. What's your take of what they have, what you see this year versus what you faced last year?
I keep hearing how young they are, but they probably have the most returning experience of about any team in the country. So I don't know what are they? Are they an experienced team or are they a young team? I don't know, but I know that they're really talented, and they can. It's typical Penn State, powerful, aggressive. They can beat you at a lot of different positions along the net and a lot of different skill areas, and they're coached by the coach that just is the all-time wins record, and they're good. We're gonna have to play well, but you've got to do that any time that you're playing one of the best teams. But they're talented. The young kids have done a great job of stepping in, and I know they're a little bit younger than what they were last year, probably across the board. But when you look at the talent, there's not a drop off in talent at all, and it might even be more talent than what they were last year.
John.
Were you channeling your inner Barry Alvarez saying to get your tickets now, or where'd you get that line from?
It's Diane Nordstrom has been great about doing that, but you try to learn from some of the best around, and if you're not learning from Coach Alvarez, I don't know what you're doing around here.
In the sport of volleyball, though, what sort of role can a home crowd play?
this is a momentum sport. I mean, and it's a confidence sport, and it's huge. It's important not only to get big crowds, but it's important for those crowds to feel like they're an active part, in things, that they're in the battle with you. That's certainly, I think it's more fun as a fan. I think it's more fun as a participant if the crowd's into it. And so, I think our team, like I said last week, I think they enjoy going on the road and playing in front of hostile crowds. But I think that, how could you not love playing in the field house, especially when that field house is rocking? Our first match here against Miami, we had a great student crowd, and we're hoping that they're going to come out on Wednesday nights. And, that I know schoolwork is very important to the students here at University of Wisconsin, but hopefully they'll take about 2-hour break from that and come out and help us out on Wednesday.
Dennis.
You faced a tough server from Southern Cal.
Yeah.
Micah Hancock is a different animal altogether. You've faced her, and you saw what she did to you in Seattle last year. Just talk about her and the challenge of.
Yeah, both those servers are beastly. I mean, they just put so much pace on the ball and so much movement on the ball. And Micah's serve is a little bit different than Bricio's serve is. And I don't know. It's a great argument as who is tougher. I mean, it's. Our passers aren't going to sit there in the middle of it and try to figure out who's got a better serve. They're both legit. They're as good of servers as there's ever been in college volleyball, at least as far back as I've been around. But the more important is you're not going to be in system very much with those servers. I mean, nobody is, and they're going to get some of theirs. They're going to get some aces at times. Is how do you bounce back from that? Do you come right back in it? Are you focused in on this next ball, or are you worrying about what just happened the last ball or the last couple balls? To me, that's so critical. It just is moving on to the next serve. And it's an important skill for anybody, but it's so critical versus those guys because they can turn 1 point into 8 points just like that.
Obi.
Granted, it's a rematch of the national championship game, but what can an opponent like this, your first one on the Big Ten schedule, do to set the tone for the rest of the conference run?
Well, I think a goal is to win a conference championship, and if you're wanting to be the best, you're going to have to eventually knock off the best, and there's been nobody better than Penn State, and so it's a win or loss isn't everything when you're playing. It's first game of 20. I mean, it's Penn State won last year and they lost their opening match, and so, but it's they've been the measuring stick. And so I think great athletes and great teams, you want to measure yourself against the best, and we want to see if we've improved, and we want to see where we stand right now. And we know win or lose after this match, you've still got to find ways to get better. But I think our group was excited about the competition we played last weekend. We're equally excited about who we're going to be playing in 2 days.
Some teams use the word revenge. Other teams hate that word. Is this what this match is about, revenge, or does that have anything to do with it?
I don't know. I mean, whatever gets the players ready to go, I'm all right with it. I can't imagine it's a real big revenge match for Aaron Julie or Romana Kriskova or Kelly Bates. And, there was a lot of people on their team that weren't really involved either last year. I don't know. They beat us all 3 times we played them last year. At the end of the day, we felt like we were pretty close to the last one, but at the end of the day, they won 9 of the 10 sets that we played. I don't think that's a phrase that our players are using. Maybe a few of them. If that gets them going, that's fine. Like I said, it's about this year's team. It's about this match. It's about one night. It's about continue to try to get better. And, we're hoping that it's a match where at the end of it, the fans feel like, man, that was a heck of a battle. And coaching staff certainly is not using revenge. I mean, that's just not how we coach. It's about this match, being prepared for this match, just like every other match that we've got in front of us. And let's execute.
Dennis.
You mentioned their coach. How well have you gotten to know Russ over the years, and your appreciation for what he's accomplished at Penn State?
It's unbelievable. I mean, nobody coaches like him, and none of us should try to coach like him. He has been a remarkable at bringing in talent, a great recruiter. He gets his teams to fight like crazy. They are incredibly competitive, and they play their best in the biggest moments. That's been a trademark of his programs over a lot of years. I've asked him a lot of questions over as I've been coming up, and he's been extremely gracious and being able to answer and helping my career. He's a great coach.
We've heard you single out a lot of performances by individual players this year, but haven't heard a lot about Lauren Carlini. How would you say, does her efforts go without saying? And I guess how would you grade out how she's begun her sophomore year?
Oh, no, I'd never take Lauren for granted. I think she's, obviously a special talent that continues to get better. Great teammate. She's becoming a better leader. And what I mean by that is she's always had a presence on the court, but she's taken on more of a leadership role away from the court. And, I think she's feeling more comfortable being able to take that on. She's consistently looking for ways to get better, and she's been good this year. You look at our team hitting percentage, and that's climbed up quite a bit from a year ago. And a big part of it is how she's running our offense.
Anything else for Coach?
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Kelly.